Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first Werewolf the Apocalypse Chronicle of Bane and Blood. This is our second prologue, Summon the Will. So let's meet our werewolves, starting with Avery.
Hello, everyone. It's me again. However, me is not the me that was me last time, as I will be playing the Galestalker Philodox, Sense the Sweetwater, formerly known as the Get of Fenris Ahroun, Crimson Howler.
Thank you. And our latest werewolf, Ramos.
Hello, it's me for the first time ever in color. I'm Gilbert Ramos, also known as Ramos the Nomad. Tonight I will be playing Elias Richter.
Mm-hmm. So if you both are ready, let us begin. Or last one's anfangen, just to make you feel more comfortable coming off of Berlin Bloodlines. The year is 2014. And Elias, as you lay in your car, catching some sleep before you begin the trek to find this cairn in Berlin, you dream of a night not that long ago, only a few months ago. The night that Sept of the Bloodfist, your former Sept, almost fell to these followers of Wolf. Once your allies, they now call themselves the Cult of Fenris. That night, you and your Sept fought them back as they attempted to claim the cairn for Fenris, even as some of your fellow Garou joined their side. You fought with your close friends, Finley Moorwalker, the Silent Strider, and the leader of the Sept, Dancing Star, and Ahroun of your tribe, Ghost Council. So severely did your Sept fight them back that one of the cultists crossed the gauntlet into the Umbra, and so did the rest of them follow. Dancing Star, however, was not content to let them hide in the world beyond and led the charge directly across the gauntlet. As you step across into the spirit wilds, Elias, the cairn you have known for many years looked suddenly entirely different. The canopy of thick, rugged trees evaporated into a landscape of sand and rock. The sky was deeply purple and dotted with millions of stars, while lightning streaked across its face in shades of bright, bleeding red. The remaining cult members waited for you in their Krynos forms, ready to meet their end here in the Umbra. Finley Moorwalker looks to you and nods, shifting his thin, wiry frame into the massive 9-foot-tall war form of the Garou. You watch Back Alley, the Bone-Gnar Theurge, who opened the portal to the Spirit Wilds, do the same, as well as Cries Havoc, the Sep's Wyrmfoe, and of course your leader, Dancing Star. Elias, did you shift that night to fight these former allies of yours?
I did.
Would you make me... You're at 3 rage. Would you make me 2 rage checks?
Absolutely.
And for reference, you would shift anyway, because you have 3 rage, but I want us all to get used to the mechanics of Werewolf 5th Edition.
1 success, 1 failure.
All right. So even though you lose rage shifting, as soon as you shift, you automatically fill your track with 5 rage. As you transform, of course, it is in its own way always painful. Your spine elongates, your legs elongate, your whole body bulks with muscle, everything stretches, your body sprouts with fur, your nose and your chin elongate, large fangs drop down into your mouth. And as you shift, of course, one of these cultists, as they call themselves now, rushes at you and comes at you with long claws. Do you attack? Do you defend? How do you fight them off? Do you use your gifts?
We always push forward and we give every combatant the respect they deserve. I will push forward with everything, so I will use my gifts, yes.
Mm-hmm. Which gift would you like to use?
I am gonna rock in with is it 1 combatant or is it...
It is just 1 at the moment.
Okay. Then I will use Serpent's Coil.
Perfect. Would you like to tell us what that does?
Garou calls forth a fog-like serpent that can wrap around enemies and hold them in place.
Mm-hmm.
The coil of the serpent is 10 meters in length and can be divided among lesser enemies should the user choose. A constrictor snake spirit grants this gift.
So that's a wits and... I could have just read it for you. I just wanted you to read it. That is a wits and wisdom roll. You want to spend a point of willpower.
I would. I would love to. Brings us to 4 successes.
Perfect. So, as you call forth your gift from this serpent that gave you this gift to constrict these oncoming combatant, shroud them in, what is it, a fog of some kind? A snake-like fog to restrict them. They are able to pass through it. They've lost the momentum of coming to attack you open clawed, but they've lost the they aren't going to remain restricted. So what's your next action?
We've slowed their momentum, so I can quickly assess. I'm just going to go in with Tooth and Claw at this
All right,
point.
Strength and Brawl. They are also going back in with Strength and Brawl. Remember, you have to have 5 of your rage dice included in your roll. The number you're looking to beat is 6.
That is 6 exactly.
Again.
Actually, I think I'm gonna, if it's okay with you, willpower reroll.
It is okay with me. It is incumbent upon me to remind you that when you are in Krynos form, in order to leave your Krynos form, if you do not kill this combatant, you will go into a frenzy. And you will need your willpower in order to stave that off. If that is not something that you're concerned with, whether you kill friend or foe in your frenzy, then it is up to you.
Man, the way you say that. All right, this will be my last willpower to spend. Or not last willpower to spend, but this will be the last time I do this.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us to 7 successes.
Perfect. So as you tangle together, both of you in your Krynos form, she in full white fur, you in what color fur do you think that Elias has?
Probably just a very almost black, but just very a darker brown. Looks like mud.
Like a charcoal, perhaps?
Yeah. Probably.
Okay. As you tangle together, you are able, and you hold her arms, she holds your arms, you're able to go in with your maw and bite into her neck, and she takes a point of aggravated damage. She, however, is going to go in with one more. Ooh. And I could make her use something real nasty. Make me a composure and occult roll. Reminder of your rage dice.
Yes. Oh, that's great. I love that to make.
She is possibly sitting at a brutal failure, depending on your successes.
That is 2 successes.
She is not sitting at a brutal failure. She stares into your eyes, and she fills you with this sudden fear, with Balor's gaze. Suddenly, you are afraid. You are full of fear. Please take a point of Harano.
Understood.
And you break away from her grasp and start running away. She's going to pursue you, however. Last action as you run away. Make me a composure and resolve roll. Again with strength and brawl.
That is 1 success.
Ooh, that is a brutal outcome.
You said only 2 of the maws are the.
2 of the maws are a brutal outcome. 1 is a brutal failure, depending on the roll.
Yeah, 1 success and 1 of the.
That is a brutal failure.
Yep.
So as you flee, she leaps on top of you and begins tearing into the back of your head, tearing huge chunks of flesh and fur out of your body. Please take 2 points of aggravated damage. And as she does this, you scream out into the Umbra, and your friend and former student, let's call him, leaps on top of her and pulls her off of you and begins attacking her himself, your friend Finley Moorwalker. His maw is covered in blood, and he gets a good swipe into her and digs his extremely sharp nails directly through her neck, pulls forward and rips out her throat and vocal cords. And she cannot speak, cannot move, cannot use her gifts. And he looks down at you and he says, "Kill her!" before he runs off.
I will do so.
Only 1 more strength and brawl. If you roll 3 successes or more, she will die.
5 successes.
Mm-hmm. How do you kill her?
I will Going to tear her throat out. With my
With
teeth.
your claws? With your mouth?
With my teeth.
Her blood rushes into your mouth. Bits of her flesh get stuck in your teeth. And you watch the light, Gaia's light maybe, leave her eyes as she passes. Back away from her, her body laying there, and you survey the area that you have been fighting in. And you look across and see bodies of members of your sept. But you see more bodies of the cult of Fenris than those that you've lost. And you see Finley, too, has killed 2 this night. He has ripped the spine, at this very moment, is ripping the spine out of one of these cultists. Shifts back into his Hamid form here in the Umbra as the sounds of fighting and dying is getting lower. Do you leave as well?
Yes.
You do not need to spend a point of willpower as you just murdered someone.
Excellent.
You shift down into your Hamid form. Remove your rage to 0, please. And as you survey the area in your Hamid form, no rage dice, wits and awareness, please. Make the same roll for Moorwalker.
4 successes.
4 successes for him as well. You see the bodies of 2 of your septmates laying there. And Finley goes to approach one of them to bring them back through the gauntlet with Cries Havoc. And you see, of course, the bodies of the cultists here. And that's when you notice that these bodies are being taken over, not possessed, but are being covered over by millions, maybe? Hundreds of millions of pattern spiders. They begin crawling over their deceased corpses and begin sewing them into the ground of the Umbra. And they're working quickly and with a single hive mind, it seems.
Is there anything to be done? Could I stop them?
You'd like to speak to them?
If they would listen.
Picture it another way. Imagine you are inside of an ant colony and all the ants are working towards one purpose, altogether millions of ants. Could you stop them? Sure, you're bigger than they are, but would they keep working? Perhaps.
I'd bring it to Finley's attention.
He's just staring down at it. The fuck does this... What are they doing?
I don't know. I don't know.
He looks up at the blood-red sky, the lightning that shoots through it. He says, "Do you see that?"
Yes.
The lightning is being sewn in as well.
What does this mean?
I don't know. We should bring it to Dancing Star. You head out through the gauntlet where Cries Havoc is holding open a portal of the Umbra. You step through, back into your cairn, and wait for the rest of your compatriots to step through. They don't bring any bodies back of any of the cultists or any of the fallen ones. And everyone seems to be in a celebratory mood, because no cultists have made their way back through the gauntlet. Just your sept. You see Dancing Star. He's a short man, bald, but sturdy, in his 40s. And he slaps you on the shoulder, and he says, "Well done, my boy. Well done."
Thank you, Dancing Star. I have concerns.
Concerns? It is time for celebration. We have beat back the cultists.
We beat back the cultists, but something else is going on. Finley and I observed pattern spiders. They were weaving corpses into the ground, weaving lightning out of the air. It was... I'd never seen anything like it.
Trick of the Umbra, my boy. Certainly.
This was no trick of the Umbra. I saw what I saw. Finley saw it too. If you need to ask him, then ask him.
Finley is standing right next to you, and he confirms everything that you said, and he's a little bit more rough with Dancing Star. And he says, "Look, we couldn't bring any bodies back. We can't give them proper burials. We can't properly mourn them. This isn't right. This is wrong. I mean, what is this?" And Dancing Star looks to some of the others, who are many here in the Sept of the Bloodfist are Glasswalkers. And they sort of shifty-eyed look at each other, shift back, and they walk off. They don't want to be part of this conversation.
Would it be possible to call out to one of them, or
Certainly.
stop one of them?
There's Emmanuel.
Call out to him. And what do you know of this? You walk amongst the Weaver's creations. What do you know of this?
I mean, the pattern spiders, they give us gifts. Our patron spirit of our tribe is spider. The Weaver has its own ways of doing things. We don't really want to involve ourselves in it. I'm sorry.
Your patron spirit, and you don't want to involve yourself? Don't you want to know why we can't mourn our fallen brothers and sisters?
We fought them in the Umbra. And that's where they belong now. That's where they'll stay.
That isn't right.
I don't disagree with you, but our focus really should be on the Wyrm, not the Weaver.
The Wyrm has taken something from us. So has the Weaver.
I could entreat the pattern spiders. Maybe not now. But I could entreat them to release the bodies. They won't decay. They'll stay there. That is sort of what the Weaver does. Everything is status quo.
That brings me no solace. I need answers now.
I'm sorry. I don't have them for you.
Entreat with your patron and entreat with your spiders, but then...
I will entreat, but tonight we should celebrate. And we should make sure that none of the occultists escaped through another gauntlet.
There's no celebration to be had. We cannot confirm the dead.
We will take a head count. And Emmanuel puts his hand on your shoulder. And Finley, always brash, stops him, pushes his arm away from you. This is bullshit, he says. Emmanuel holds his arms up and starts walking into the thicket of the forest, into the deeper part of the cairn. Dancing Star grabs you a little bit more firmly. Finley does not stop him. That's inappropriate.
I'm right.
You're not right.
This is an item of concern. Their patron spirit, and they wish no concern with it.
Elias, what goes on in the Umbra is of less concern than what happens here in the material plane. And the Wyrm is everywhere here. The Wyrm has corrupted both, or have you just forgotten what we were just doing?
Those were our brothers and sisters.
And they fought and died
and you
for
would
Gaia.
leave their corpses to be solid stone and desecrated.
I do not leave them desecrated. They knew what this was, as do you. Long life and celebrations of funeral rites are not guaranteed to us, Elias. You know this.
But we should do everything in our power to give them what they deserve.
What they deserve is to make sure that we wipe out the cult of Fenris from the face of this earth.
What they deserve is an effort, and you are doing nothing.
If you want to do something, Elias, I'm tasking you with heading out to all the various villages dotting the Black Forest. You're going to spend at least 3 weeks doing what it is that we do in our tribe, finding out secrets. You're going to see if any of the cultists are flourishing in these small villages, and then you will come back here and report to me. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. And Finley, you're not going. And Moorwalker looks to Dancing Star, looks to you. Elias needs to do this on his own. He needs some time to think. So you do as Dancing Star asks. You spend your time trundling to the various villages, of which there are many in the Black Forest, some with as few as 200 people who live in them, and some, like Freiburg and Triberg, have, I know it's because of my neck of the woods, have like 1,600, 3,000 people who live in these villages. But in general, it's very, very small. You take all of this time. 3 weeks it takes you, and you find no sign of any flourishing cultists, at least not here in the Black Forest. And you return back to the Sept of the Bloodfist, to your cairn deep in the heart, in the center of the Black Forest. And you arrive, and you are greeted by many of your brothers and sisters who live here at the Sept or protect the Sept. Dancing Star greets you when you pull into... What kind of car do you think Elias drives?
Something cheap. Probably something that he's gotten through various loans from the glass walkers that that reside in the cairn.
I think it maybe looks like something out of like the Cold War era, like the Berlin Wall era.
Yeah, probably just barely held together. It's a point A to point B. Probably regularly has to ask how to do maintenance.
Okay, so it's held together with spit and a dream.
Yeah, ironically, probably the fucking pattern sweaters.
Yeah, probably. So as you pull into the Black Forest, into the Sept, and make the trek there, Dancing Star meets you towards the entrance of the cairn, and he has a letter in his hand, and he says, "Welcome back, Elias. Did you learn anything?"
All evidence of the cult is gone, and I can find no hidden inkling of them.
The Glasswalkers have different information. Apparently there are posts on the internet on these things called subreddits or subforums of their dealings and workings, and we need to begin the investigation, begin rooting them out, root to stem. Finley left this for you. Why don't you head to the mess hall and get something to eat? You look hungry. And read it. I didn't open it.
Finley left this for me.
I'm sure you'll get all your answers in the letter. He always did have a flair for the dramatic.
I'll begin opening the letter.
Would you like to read us that letter?
Absolutely. Dated January 6th, 2014.
Which was about the time that you left.
Elias, you were my mentor when I was just a cub. You were with me when I took my rite of passage. Even though it was Owl, not Horn Serpent, who chose me, you have been and always will be my brother and greatest friend. Dancing Stars blinded by vengeance and will listen to no wisdom. I am sworn to fight all of Gaia's enemies, not just Dancing Stars. I am leaving Sept of the Bloodfist and heading east. There's a powerful place there led by a silver fang called Death Takes Last. Perhaps she'll be more willing to fight the servants of the Wyrm and the Weaver. If you have a mind to join me, coordinates are as follows. Yours and Gaia always, Finley Moorwalker.
How does Elias feel reading that?
Furious. He agrees, and then coupling that with the fact that Dancing Star is going with the Glasswalkers' intel on the matter rather than his own. Feels like he was sent away just to be sent away and have time to think. There's no, if you're not going to take me at my word, why the fuck did I leave to begin with? And then now I've lost Finley.
It's very perceptive that is completely in line with the Horned Serpent who serves as your patron spirit, and you feel it wrap itself around you, attempt to comfort you in its own way. It slithers across your arm and down your leg, and then wraps around your ankle, as if it's ready to go with you wherever you go.
We're going after Finley. Dancing Star is a fool.
It hisses and settles down into your sock.
I will find Dancing Star and leave him with one last bit of wisdom before I leave.
He's right now standing over a small group of Glasswalkers who sort of have like a LAN party set up here in the Black Forest. It's extremely difficult to get any sort of technology working here, and that's all that they've been doing is trying to develop the technology here in the Black Forest. And they are using solar panels and generators and all sorts of other things.
I'm going to knock over whatever bit of tech I can find that is being made of use.
Dancing Star and all of them turn to you immediately, furious. The fuck are you doing, Elias?
The cult is gone.
No, it's not.
It is outside of your purview. And you let the only one with any fucking sense leave. You're a fool.
You are the fool, Elias. If you leave this sept and ignore the problems in front of you, we fight Gaia's enemies wherever they flourish, and the cult of Fenris
And
are
that includes
flourishing.
the Weaver.
You may go with Finley.
What knowledge did you find of the pattern spiders and what they were doing? I'll look to any glasswalker that is in the vicinity. Did you entreat with your patron? Where are the corpses of the fallen?
They all remain
No, you
quiet.
sent me away so I could think. You sent me away so I would calm down. Because you fear my rage. Because you fear a cult more than the enemy right in front of you, just under your nose. You're a fool. And you will lead this cairn to ruin.
You are expelled. Elias Richter from Sept of the Bloodfist. You have 20 minutes to get out of this cairn.
On what you will hunt me? Like your enemies? Like your cult?
Only if I have to.
You're getting old. Who's to say you could even track me?
Don't tempt me, boy.
Do you feel tempted, Dancing Star? I will leave.
Do you take anything with you?
I want no reminder of this place, so I will just take my personal effects, which is a few rings and the clothes on my back.
Perfect. That's Elias, when you wake up in your dinky little Pontiac or whatever it is that you have, BMW from the 80s, that you have parked at the base of the Mugelberg, which is the location that Finley gave you almost a month ago now. And you have to make the trek up to actually follow the exact longitude, latitude coordinates he gave you to wherever this place is. You don't even know what it's called. Finley didn't tell you. You just know that you're looking for a woman, a silver fang, named Death Takes Last. And you need to begin the trek. So while you do that, we're going to move over to formerly Crimson Howler, now Sense the Sweetwater. Hello. Hello, Sense the Sweetwater. You two are sleeping. But you're sleeping in your lupus form and not in a car, but you're sleeping in the single room cabin you now occupy here at the Monse Sept in Potsdam, roughly 15 miles from the Grunewald cairn, which had fallen roughly 6 months ago. It is January 2014. When you arrived at Monse with both your Garu and human children suites, the leader of the Sept was not willing to allow your human children access to the land. However, Cascada and Crookpaw challenged both the leader, a child of Gaia named Preacher, and his son of the same tribe, who called himself Favored of Gaia, who was Master of the Right, because they put up the most resistance of not letting you and your children onto the cairn. Both Cascada and Crookpaw came away victorious, and Cascada, now calling herself Cascada Bloodmoon, took up the role of leader of the Sept, and Crookpaw claimed the title of Guardian, which was not claimed at the time, and the two of them formally welcomed you and all your children onto the cairn. Now, your 3 human children are still in university. They're still living in a WG in Berlin, but of course they are welcome to come and visit you, and vice versa. But it is not of that night that you dream, sweets. Instead, as you sleep alone, you dream of a night long ago and far away in the American city of New York, where you were born, where you went through your first change and joined your first Sept of the Green Field in Central Park. You dream of a night in the late 80s when you and your Sept had been victorious in rooting out a hive of black spiral dancers nesting deep in the subway tunnels in Manhattan. Now it was time to celebrate, and you followed your fellow warriors to an alley owned, for all intents and purposes, by a bone gnawer, ready to party. Graffiti adorned the walls, vibrant with messages and colorful tags that told the story of the neighborhood's past. The faint hum of the city's nightlife buzzed in your ear, punctuated by occasional honks of a taxi or a distant wail of an ambulance. Strung between the fire escapes and across the alley are strings of multicolored Christmas lights, casting a festive glow. The ground is a mix of cracked pavement and cobblestones and discarded cigarette butts and a couple trash cans or trash bins. I can't remember what Americans call them, bins or cans, have been pushed together to create sort of a makeshift bar area where there's a cheap beer and homemade cocktails. And, of course, some are drinking hard liquor right out of the bottle, pouring one out, as it were, to those who fell during the battle. And others are celebrating in a more physical way, taking to corners for a quick burst of physical passion. It is a fleeting moment of joy and connection, a testament to the resilience of the Garou, and something quite rare, honestly. Crimson Howler, you are here with your tribe, who are all talking about a new wolf, the outsider who arrived at your sept just a few days ago. They mock her accent, both her human language accent and for the fact that she has not yet taken very well to human speech. She is a lupusborn. And for her choice of patron spirit. They sneer at Falcon, and they call her Little Princess. And one of your tribe sort of smacks you on the shoulder and says, "Look at her, Crimson, sitting up on the roof. Even now she thinks she's better than us. She sits above us. Can you believe it?"
Sorry, I am also still trying to, what did you call it, get the hang of talking.
Oh, please, Crimson. You don't sound anything like her. I mean, at least you try.
She's trying to, and she sits where she can hear. She sits where she can hear her patron.
Oh, look. And they all start whooping, hollering. One of them pushes you pretty roughly and says, like, "Oh, well, if you're so in love with her, Crimson, why don't you go up and tell her to come down and say, so we can meet her formally. You think she's so fucking great. Or push her off so we can catch her."
Yeah. Well, guess what, One Eye? That's exactly what I'm gonna fucking do. Fuck you. I'm walking here.
There he goes. Lovaboy. Lovaboy's heading up to the roof. They all start whooping and hollering at you.
And not fully understanding what he's got himself into at this point. He'll head up the stairs and
climb up the fire escape.
Yeah. One of those strange, funky smelling cigarettes that he got from the Bone Gnars will just tuck one in his mouth and give it a light.
One of the Bone Gnars smokes clove cigarettes. Or does he smoke, or he's talking about a marijuana cigarette?
Yeah. Definitely the second option.
Definitely the second one. Do you bring her a beer or anything, or you just bring her a joint?
I don't think any of that's clicked.
Sure.
Still young enough that once his focus shifts like this, it's extremely razor sharp focus.
As you climb the fire escape, have you noticed this wolf whose name you don't know?
Yeah. I think hearing that another lupusborn came to this city and wasn't born here, was so shocking. Once Sweet changed and saw the city, he wondered why any lupusborn would ever come here.
Sure. It's fair enough.
And so, he's certainly been interested in kind of as wolves do, tailing her from time to time, watching from a distance, trying to remain unseen.
Okay. As you climb up the fire escape, you notice that she has her back to the alley where you just came from, and she looks to be smiling up, coquettishly up at the moon. It looks like she's having a conversation with the moon, which is full tonight, by the way. And as she hears you approaching, she does turn to you and keeps that same smile. That smile doesn't phase or doesn't change when she looks at you.
Hey, shit, they told me not to start like that. Hello?
You sit With me?
Yeah.
Just sit.
And he'll kind of sit down and dangle his legs over the edge of the building. And
So she's facing away from it, you're facing, so you're facing one way, she's facing the other way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he'll take a hit and hand it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you come from?
People of the map say called Germany.
I don't know where that is. I was born in a zoo.
I don't know zoo.
It is a cage where humans come to look at you.
I don't understand.
It's probably for the best.
What calls you?
Kind of lifts his chest a little bit. I'm called Crimson Howler, but the people who love me can call me Grim. And I'll kind of like give her a little wink.
She looks back up at the moon and then looks back down at you.
You can call me Grim if you want.
What name you call me?
What do you want to be called? I mean, I don't know your name.
My father called me Margot when I change. I don't like it.
Oh, one of the Bonars has an auntie with the same name. We call her Maggie. Do you like Maggie?
I like you when you say Maggie.
Then you're Maggie.
Some of the noise coming down from the alleyway as some more of the Garu are getting a little rowdy. She turns her head and looks down at it and then looks back at you. You have lain with Garu tonight?
No, I don't. I don't have someone that I see like that.
She leans forward against you and sort of smells up your neck behind your ear. I like your smell.
I think I still have dancer blood on me.
You fight well.
I'll never stop fighting for Wolf.
My father is Get Fenris.
What's his name?
It is a German, but I think people here would say something like loses. You lose claws when I attack.
That seems like a mouthful.
It is better, I think, in German.
Could you teach me?
Yes.
I think I'd like that.
Do you like how I smell?
I like everything about you. But I like that you sit up here and not down there the most.
I want to talk with Luna.
The spirits don't talk to me that much. But she seems nice.
Not always, but tonight she is nice.
I mean, we gave her what she wanted. It's her birthday, and we gave her blood, right?
Yes. She takes your hand and puts it against her heart. My heart does not beat fast always, but with you it beats a lot.
I think there's a little flush that kind of comes to Crimson's cheeks. I never wanted to chase someone until I met you.
I want to feel you skin on my skin, but if you do want to do that, and she looks back up at Luna and then looks back at you, you will never do it with anyone but me. Luna said so.
Who am I to defy Luna?
She turns around and takes off her jacket and starts pulling you on top of her. And that is when you awake, Crimson Howler. In many years in the future, a quarter of a century in the future, here in your cabin. And you have the scent of her still in your nose somehow, the taste of her on your mouth, even though you are in lupus form. And everything in you is compelling you to go back to the cairn, even though there's no sign she will have gone back there.
Since the Sweetwater will push up from their laid down position and stretch their legs out, curling their back way up into the air before roughly shaking their shaggy fur all the way down their body.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go look for Blood Moon.
To open the door, you need to be in helmet form. Like, maybe you can do it as a wolf. Maybe you can open the door as a wolf. I'm not sure.
Just mouth around the door handle.
As you open it, you see that there is a container here. And it's still warm. You can see the condensation on the inside of the container. It has Fleischkäse in it. And there is a note at the top. You can smell Talia's scent on it. She left it here for you. And the note on it says, Papa went with Crookpaw, Cascada, and Tiara to train, and Sonia Hardrain, who is a pup that you found, that is Crookpaw's daughter, to train. Be back this afternoon.
I'll just kind of... It's one of his favorite smells, smelling his children.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just take a moment to take her scent in before he'll knock the canister over on its side, roll it in the door with his nose, and then shut the door behind him.
Mm-hmm. So you head out to Quinevald Cairn. It's about 15 miles for you to travel, so you want to travel in your lupus form. You eat your Fleischkäse. Do you take anything with you? Do you grab a bag to swing around your neck as you run from Potsdam to Quinevald Cairn?
Nope. This is a run Sweet has been meaning to make in a long time, and he left this place with nothing, and he'll come back with nothing.
Well, you do have one thing from Quinevald Cairn. You have the family photo.
And that is forever treasured and put in a place where nothing can harm it ever.
He says, looking at the storyteller. Okay. Sure. Okay, so you make the trek to Quinevald Cairn. We're going to jump back over to Elias. Elias, you've made the trek from the parking lot, or what passes as a parking lot here in Germany, to up the Mugelberg. It is quite a distance, and it's quite thick. And as you get closer and closer, you have a specific gift, a specific native gift, do you not, that I asked you to switch out, called Eyes of the Owl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you also have sharpened senses?
I do not.
You don't. Okay. Well, that is fine. Can you make me a wits and awareness roll? Or actually, make me a wits and occult roll.
Understood.
You had not a good night's rest as you slept in your car, so you are at 2 rage.
Three successes.
3 successes. As you get closer to where you assume this place of power is, you're starting to get this real significant sense that something is very, very wrong. The sound of birds and animals, not spirits, but just the regular animals, suddenly dies down quite significantly, and you get this overwhelming, overbearing, almost a migraine feeling, like heavy, like water in the head. You can start getting very heavy as you keep walking. Something is very wrong.
I will stop and assess my surroundings a bit further, if I may.
Sure. Sweets, can you make me a, let's make it composure and stealth roll.
Can I use a gift here?
You're in lupus form, so it depends.
Camouflage from the Galestalker?
I don't believe that one can be used in any form. It might be. I wrote it down. Hang on. Yeah, camouflage.
It does say at the end of this gift can be used in any form.
Then yes, you may. I did write it down somewhere.
5 successes.
5. So all you need is 1 success to keep yourself in.
Gotcha. How many rage do I have starting this evening?
1.
Four.
So, no, Elias, you don't see anyone. But as you travel further, this heavy weight of something is very, very wrong. Something is wrong here. And you don't hear any wolves. You don't see any place where you might be able to enter into a cairn. As you traverse it further, you just start feeling nauseated. And, Sweets, you can see some person traveling through here.
As wolves do, I'll stalk him from a distance for a while and watch.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Elias.
As I'm feeling worse and worse, I am going to just scream like a war cry.
Could you describe for the storyteller in what emotion you're attempting to elicit? Frustration, worry, concern, fear?
Concern, but also trying to, whatever bad shit is hidden, it's best if it just comes out. So I'm trying to gather whatever it is I'm feeling, whatever its attention is, and I need it present so I can't hit something I can't see.
Sure. You scream out in a primal cry. Not even birds flock up into the air, Elias. Nothing moves, nothing stirs. But of course, Sweets, you hear it.
I think at that's the point where Sweets will issue what's referred to as a bark howl.
Mm-hmm.
Where, it's that long droning howl that is cut short by like a ruffle and then a bark and then repeated several times, meant to garner the attention of someone.
I will run in the direction of that sound, if possible.
What you come across is a wolf with dark fur and a white patch over the eye.
What do you smell? What do you feel?
I'll go ahead and take the human skin.
Mm-hmm. And of course, when Elias was speaking to you, of course you can understand he's speaking to you in the Garu tongue.
What are you doing here, kid?
It's my concern. What are you doing following me?
I was the keeper of the land here. I think you'll find it's my concern.
You wolfborn? Because you use a word that means something in past tense. Meaning you were, meaning you aren't anymore.
This can't fell, kid. The cult of Fenris. I mean, I took their leader's family jewels before we had to escape. Where are you from? What are you doing here?
Looking for someone.
Well, tell you this. You got further in than I would expect anyone else to.
Sweets, you feel this sickly rot too. You feel it deep in. It seeps into your bones. It's horrible to stand here.
Let's walk a ways. This place is blighted.
Like what?
The sickness that is Fenrir.
Hmm.
I think Blood Moon called it Hoglosk.
Hmm.
This place is sick with it.
I need one more wits and awareness from both of you, please.
5 successes, but 4 of them is a crit.
4 successes.
Okay, so both of you hear the snapping of a twig coming from nearby where the one-time Sweets, the entrance to the cairn was.
Immediately look.
You see a figure of a man. He has surveyor equipment with him, and he's setting it up and taking what looks like measurements of the cairn.
Hey, what the fuck are you doing?
He doesn't answer you. He doesn't even turn around to acknowledge you.
I'll start storming over to him. Hey, what the fuck are you doing here?
Elias, do you follow?
Absolutely.
He turns to look at you, and it's a strange turning of his head. Something doesn't seem quite right about it. Not that you spend a lot of time with humans, but it still seems awful stilted. And he just says, "Surveying the land."
Hey, motherfucker, I'll beat the fucking brakes off you. Get the fuck out of here.
Just doing my job.
Yeah, and if you want to keep fucking breathing, you're gonna fucking leave.
Pulls out a piece of paper and puts it in your hand, and it's a paper of a deed of ownership.
You think I give a shit what's on this fucking piece of paper? You fucking prick.
Elias, do you take the deed of ownership while Sweets has a conversation with this person?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at who's claiming to own this property.
On the letterhead on top says Wait Enterprises.
Fuck is Wait Enterprises.
The surveyor just very casually says, "The owner of this land."
Look at me. And I will invoke the gift stare down.
Any form. Yep. Make that roll.
Yep. It's my charisma and honor, and if they are not strictly human, then they roll composure and resolve.
They sure do. Don't need any rage dice for him. So I'll remove that. Composure is 5. Resolve is also 5. Those are their 2 highest stats. He rolled like garbage though. I had 10 dice, I got 3 successes.
8 successes with a crit.
So he looks at you.
Get the fuck out of here.
Doesn't compel him to do what you say. Doesn't compel him to follow your... He cowers instead. He's not an unaware mortal. He does take several paces back from you. And he says, "I have a job to complete. I can't leave until I complete it."
I'm gonna grab his surveying equipment and smash it on the fucking ground.
Wits and awareness, Elias. That was unwise.
5 successes, regular crit.
You see the equipment starting at smashes on the ground, and as Sweets lets go of it, it starts repairing itself.
You're really gonna fucking die for this, huh?
I have a job to complete. I can't leave until I complete it.
I've got a job to finish here too.
Is there any when you say repairing itself, is there anything? Oh, I don't have penumbral senses.
No, you
Never
don't.
mind.
I took it from you for.
Good. Yep.
And you have no packs with spiders.
That is correct. I have nothing. I'm gonna wait to physically assault this dude.
So you want to physically assault him?
Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. This dude's not taking the hint. I'm gonna hit him.
In your Homid form?
Yes.
Strength and Brawl. You don't get any extra dice because you're not in your Krynos form or in Glabro or Hispo form. What about you, Sweets?
Sweets is gonna take the Hispo form.
So that make me a rage check, please. You are only at 1 rage. If you fail, you lose. You can't shift.
Success.
Okay. You shift to your Hispo form, your direwolf form. And as you do that, he pulls out of his jacket a gun and points it at you. I have a job to complete. I can't leave until I complete it.
Spent a willpower, but 6 successes.
6 successes. So Elias comes up behind you, clocks him in the nose, and he goes down to the ground. And Sweets, now that you're closer to the ground, as he goes down, his nose begins to repair as he falls.
I'm gonna tear his fucking head off in my jaws.
Strength and Brawl. He has a gun, Composure 5, and Firearms 2.
This form, non-stealth physical test, get a +2 dice bonus. 8 successes with the crit.
So you tear his head off quite easily in your Hispo form, and you chuck it to the side, and you watch as he falls to the ground, and the head sprouts 8 legs and begins crawling back towards his body. Both of you can make me a wits and occult roll.
1 success.
You don't know what this is, Elias, and that tracks.
2 successes.
You don't know what this is, Sweets, and that tracks. But you watch the head start slowly crawling back, and he holds the gun out to you, Sweets, and he shoots it. Even though he can't see, he just shoots wide. Make me a Dex Athletics.
Is there no way I could jump in front of the bullet? What chance?
You certainly may. Also make me a Dex Athletics.
This is a non-stealth physical roll, so still 2 dice added. 3 successes.
Not enough.
4. Sorry, 4.
Enough.
That is 5 successes with
Okay.
a messy crit.
We don't have messy crits in Werewolf. What do you mean by messy crit?
It's a crit on a red die and a crit on a regular die.
Just a crit. We don't have messy because we don't have messy crits in Werewolf. So you get in front. So Sweets jumps out of the way pretty easily. Elias, you stand in front of him and you take the bullet. And you aren't in one of your forms, so the silver will not hurt you. But this bullet is made out of silver. And it does hurt, and you are in human form. So you're going to take a significant amount of damage. You are going to take 5 points of superficial damage. To regenerate, you need to shift to one of your forms, but if you do, that's going to turn into aggravated damage, so you're going to have to dig it out first.
Yep. We'll deal with the pain later. I'm gonna...
You may increase your rage, however.
Hell yeah. Well, then I'm just gonna try to wrestle this out of his hands.
And you can make me a composure and athletics roll. What are you doing, Sweets? The head is still moving towards the body.
I'm gonna try to crush it into nothing in my jaws.
Okay, make me another strength and brawl.
I got 7 successes on attack.
What about
That
you,
is
Elias?
4 successes.
How
4
many?
successes.
Four to four. So you're wrestling with the person, with the gun, with the headless person. And as you are wrestling with them, you can't get away from them. They're holding onto it. You see inside of their neck, you see just a hive of spider webs and pattern spiders. Sweets, you destroy the head. You crush it between your jaws, turn it into nothing. And as you do that, Elias, he stops struggling. You can take the gun from him, and you watch the pattern spiders flee into the thicket of the forest, into the cairn. Of course, neither of you know what this was. But I think one of you can make an educated guess.
I'll go and chew on some grass for a minute to get the shreds of flesh out of my teeth before I'll go back to the human skin.
And Elias, according to the favor that is granted to you by your patron spirit, you must figure out what this is, or you're going to be at a disadvantage gaining willpower tomorrow.
Excellent. I need you to dig the bullet out of me. It's silver.
I'll reach in his pocket, flick out the knife.
You're in Hispo form. You need to switch to your Hamid form.
Yeah, I was going back to Hamid.
You dig the bullet out?
Yeah, come here.
Clinks out. Doesn't take any more damage. You may now switch to for example, your Glabro form and regenerate.
Yeah, I will do that.
Mm-hmm. Did any of that superficial turn over to aggravated, or is it all superficial?
It's all superficial from what I understand. Oh, yeah, no, it's all superficial.
Okay. So make me one rage check to switch to your Glabro form.
Copy.
If it's a failure, you lose that rage.
That is a failure.
You lose that rage. You're back down to 2 rage. You watch Elias turn into the caveman-like, grow slightly taller, more muscular, sinewy, and you may remove all that superficial damage. And you can remain in your Glabro form if you like, or you can switch back to Hamid. It's up to you.
I'll swap back to Hamid.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you did the old Garu stitch job. And I pulled a bullet out of you and we killed something together, so I think that entitles me to know your name.
Elias. Formerly of the Sept of the Bloodfist.
No, what's your name?
Just Elias.
No deeds to speak of? No right name?
None worth singing, no.
I didn't ask about singing and I ain't no fucking Galliard.
I'm just Elias Greymaw.
My name is Sense the Sweetwater. You will refer to me as such. I am your elder and I am due respect by the litany. And I will respect you in return.
It's kind of a mouthful.
You can just call me Sweets. Everybody does.
Perfect.
What are you here for?
Like I said, I'm looking for someone.
Who? They'll look around for Owl.
I'm looking for a friend of mine. Seems Finley Moorwalker. Who's on the trail of a wolf named Death Takes Last.
Why?
We disagreed with we had some disagreements with the previous sept.
Over?
The shit you just saw. Did you get a peek inside of its neck?
No, it's too busy crushing the head.
It's full of spiders.
Like spiders or like the pattern spiders?
Pattern spiders.
Unfortunate.
And just for clarification, Sweets, of course, you know Finley Moorwalker. They came to the Sept of Monse not that long ago. And they've taken quite a liking or have gotten quite close with your daughter recently, your oldest daughter, Tiara.
The Moore Walker, the one you're looking for, he's chasing my daughter right now. He's at my cairn. We're close. You know how, silent striders are.
Right.
Why are you looking for my wife?
Your wife? Finley left me a letter.
Do you show him the letter?
Yeah, if I may.
Yep. And it says, I should know because I wrote it. It says that it's obviously written by Moore Walker, and it lets Elias know that there's a powerful place led by a silver fang called Death Takes Last in the east. Perhaps she'll be more willing to fight the servants of the Wyrm and the Weaver, is what it says.
What's this bit about? I mean, obviously, we've got some issues with the Weaver, but you really think the Weaver's worth our time?
After what you just saw, do you have any question?
I'm just asking for your point of view, kid.
Weaver's just as much a problem as the Wyrm. It's foolish to think otherwise.
And you really believe that?
With everything in me.
You should come back with me. There's a
You
few...
can.
Well, to your friend, but yeah. You should both stay. You'll find... You'll find some sympathetic, ears. And there's a red talon called Crookpaw. I think you'd really like talking to him. But I gotta ask, you remind me of somebody I knew once. Can I trust you? Or are you gonna give in to your rage like the rest of them?
Took a silver bullet for you, sweets.
I gotta ask, it's due diligence.
With everything that's happened, I have nothing left to offer but my rage. Maybe you can help me keep me tempered.
You've got a lot more going for you than you think, kid. Trust me. I've seen Guru who have nothing left but rage. And you're not one of them. I was, but you aren't. So I tell you what. I can't help you with Maggie. She's gone. But I can, if I take you back to Monse, I'm the master of kin seeking. We will accept you. You can stay if you want. Who's your patron spirit, Elias? I need to know so I can introduce you to Blood Moon.
The horned serpent. It guides me.
I don't know that spirit. Not well, anyway.
He likes it that way.
Yeah, so does mine. And you've always been one of Horned Serpent's brood.
Since my first change. Even though I didn't know it yet.
What's that like?
Suffocating.
All right. Come on. Blood Moon's gonna be back with my daughter in a little bit. And I'll introduce the two of you, and then, because she's a fucking child of Gaia, she'll ask you to stay.
Do you know what that thing was?
Something that doesn't belong here.
Elias, do you show him the deed?
Yeah, I'll pass it to him.
And it says Wait Enterprises. And it seems to be a printed signature, not a signature that was handwritten, but the name of the signature is someone named Edgar Waite.
Keep a hold of that. Show it to Cascana. I'm going to take this place back someday, when Boar decides to let me in again. And I'm gonna make this place well. And this place is gonna need young Guru to protect it. Would you do that for me?
You said this place fell to the cult of Fenris.
It did. In a way. We were too weak to keep a hold of it. The sickness had infected the cairn spirit. And one of my tribe mates, whose name is Eyes of Frost, shut the cairn. Nobody can find it. No Garo can find it anyway. It's what makes that thing so much more dangerous.
Elias, would you make me another wits and occult roll, please?
Yee. 1 success.
Nope. Okay. I thought maybe Cries Havoc might have shown you this right. Because they definitely would use it at Sept of the Bloodfist because Germans love to go hiking. But no, I guess you weren't paying attention. So, you don't know.
Nah. Ghost
Nah.
Council, Zero Cult, baby.
We'll wait till we get our Theurges in to know more about stuff.
Boar is sick and dying in there. And I know my age. Even if I find a way back into this place, I'm not going to be able to hold it. Boar is one of my oldest friends. Will you look out for him when I'm gone?
You're not gone yet. Sweets.
I still have work to do. I'm asking you. Will you look after my friend when I'm gone?
I'll look after your friend when you're not here. But you're not gone yet.
Not by a fucking long shot, kid. Come on, put your forelegs on. We gotta take a hike.
I have to ask before you leave, Sweets. Do you visit the grave of your son?
Yeah, and I think he'll take Elias with him. There's something you should see. Something that'll tell you about the spirit of this place.
I'll follow.
Takes you to a grassy patch just off of the nearest trail. And there aren't really any trails here in the Mugglebeg. It's more like, I can't think of the term, but it's a term that's used when humans create trails through places. Instead of taking a path that's there, it's when they create their own paths. And there's a specific term for it, and I can't think of it. That's like a stomped path. And right at the edge of the nearby stomped path is just a patch of verdant green. There's no marking or hedgestone here or anything like that. Headstone.
When Marcel Nightmist, the fashioned leader of the Cult of Fenris, tried to perform a coup on my mate, Death Takes Last. They changed in front of my fucking children, trying to force them to change. It's two sides of the same coin, right? The Weaver forcing things to stay the same. The Cult of Fenris forcing the change of submission. My son, Jurgen. I buried him here because he knew what the spirit of the Grunewald Cairn was, what it meant in the face of one of my Krenos brothers. A normal, human man stood up to fight him. That's what this place is. Is that something you want to be a part of?
I want the balance back.
I want Wolf back the way he used to be. But more than anything, I want my wife and my son back. That's the thing with wants, Elias. A lot of them are just beyond our fingertips.
Does the one who did this still walk?
I don't know. I wounded him pretty bad. They managed to force my 15-year-old daughter to change. That's the way of war. Nobody wins all the time. Sweets will just kneel down and just brush the grass with his fingers. I miss you, my sweet boy. I'll see you soon.
It is at that moment, Sweets, that you see something. It crawls out from a nearby bush. It's an eagle. But it is not a real eagle, it is an ethereal eagle.
Just hold his hand out.
The hedgehog crawls onto your hand.
What are you doing here? Huh? You lost?
I'm a gift from a friend.
Okay. Any friend in particular?
Rat says Jurgen is happy with Gaia.
I'm happy my old friend still sees me in a good light.
You're gonna do good things for Rat. But you gotta stay on the path. I'll be around in case you fall off.
You're always welcome.
And Elias, you can see this happening. It's strange. You can see Sweet speaking to a hedgehog, a spirit, and it's speaking back to him with no senses required.
Can I ask you something?
Make it quick. This takes a lot out of Rat.
How's Leah?
She misses you.
Miss her too.
But you gotta get back in the cairn. She can't join Gaia. She's stuck in there. They all are. You buried Jurgen outside of it, so he got to go home. But the rest of them are trapped.
Even the cult.
Even the cult.
So they're stuck fighting.
Spiritually.
I'll be back soon.
No, you won't. But you'll get back in eventually, I hope.
I'll find the right wolves. We'll get in.
I'll be around.
Thank you.
He crawls behind your shirt and evaporates.
The north wind takes us where it wants, with wisdom beyond our comprehension. You're important to this place, Elias. Or you will be. You remind me a lot of the guru I used to be.
Let's see if we can't get him back.
No, he's dead, and he should be. He carried this sickness. The same sickness that goes in there. Carried it just the same. He needed to die. But you can either choose, with clarity that I didn't have, to take that sickness into you and become exactly who I was. Or walk a better path, hunt better prey, smell sweeter water.
With the finding of Hedgehog and with this pep talk from Sweets, both of you may remove 1 point of Ahroun. Sweets, I believe you have 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you may be down to 1. And as the two of you travel back in your lupus form back to the Monsay Cairn, you follow Sweets because it's about 15 miles. So you have to stick to, and luckily Germany is a very green place, even in the city. So it's easy to stick to green areas away from prying eyes of humans. But as you travel through Berlin proper to get, because you are in Berlin, this is the area where Grunewald-Kerden is in Berlin. Treptow-Köpenick is the name of the district. You have to travel through Berlin to get to Potsdam. And you notice as you travel, that there's a lot of commotion going on in the city parts, or at least you can hear it from the green areas that you stick to. You can hear a lot of police sirens, ambulances, you see radio and TV trucks whizzing by. Something's going on in Berlin. And Sweets, you know that at least some of your children were in here. You know that your children live here. So something's going on. Hopefully they're back at the cairn. You travel and get to Potsdam, cross over the River Havel to the south, and you arrive at Monsay Cairn. And Monsay Cairn, Elias, is looks like a commune. It looks there's a lot of cabins set up. It looks almost like a camp, and it looks like, and you're a little shocked to see it, but there is a visitor's center on this property where it looks like that people are come in to see it, and there you see flyers as you approach it that talk about composting and recycling and how to the benefits of solar panels and green energy. And the visitor center is a little bit farther away, and you can see deeper into the cairn that's like restricted. There's a fence there where people can't just come in, where the actual homes are. But it looks like that people are actually allowed to come onto this piece of property, and it is extremely strange compared to where you've been, compared to any other sept that you've been to.
The fuck is this?
We teach them.
Are you serious?
You said you wanted balance, right?
They can't be taught.
Just follow me for a second. I don't. Just follow me. You said you wanted balance, right?
Yeah.
We are teaching them through all of this to connect with Gaia again, to forsake the Weaver. They are a third of us, Elias. And a long time ago, or so I've heard from the stories, even the Glasswalkers tried to help them. They were called the Warders of Men back then. We can help them return. And by helping them return, we bring balance to a third of ourselves.
Elias, you're getting the feeling that, maybe he's lying about being a Galestalker, because he's sounding very much like a child of Gaia in this moment. Not that there were many except to the Bloodfist, but you've met them, and the hippy-dippy peaceniks, always turned the stomach at some point.
This is all a dream. And far be it from me to come in new and fresh and tell you how to do your business, but there's a reason it failed. They can't be taught.
Or is the reason it failed a lack of conviction on our behalf?
It's a lack of conviction on theirs. Find the most composting, hippie fucking human. Find the one that communes with nature, that dances naked in the woods. He'll still need a fucking stable internet connection at the end of the day.
That's why we have to teach them. Look, I wasn't big on it either. I'm still not. But Cascada showed up for Grunewald when no one else would. Her and Crookpaw. And I heard from my daughter, who's a Theurge, that where we go when we dream is just a part of the Umbra. So even if it is a dream, it's still there. It's still a part of this world that we live in. And everything what happens in the Umbra affects us here. So even if it is a dream, let it be a good dream.
The dream is doomed to fail. They cannot be taught, and even the few that you do reach will not be enough. All of these hand-holding, all of this composting, all of this recycling, it is a drop in the pond. How many of them are willing to take out a bigger problem? How many of them are willing to take that vat of fertilizer and turn it into a bomb and take out the ones that are the problem? This Weight Enterprises is a bigger target. It's a bigger problem.
It is. It is. I'm not disagreeing with you. You're not hearing me.
From behind you, you hear the voice of the leader of the Sept, Cascada Bloodmoon, approaching from behind you, Sweets, and she says, "It's not necessary for us to teach them en masse. What is necessary is, what is the adage? Teach a man to fish for a day, or give a man a fish, he eats for a day, teach a man to fish, he'll eat forever."
What they don't tell you about that is that you teach a man to fish, he'll overfish the fucking pond. Because he's still a man.
Not if you teach them right. which is all we're trying to do. Things that we bring children here, things that they can learn, unlearn. Hello. My name is Cascada Bloodmoon. I am leader of the Mons Sept.
It is an honor and a privilege.
Cascada is a woman who is very fit, muscular. She's wearing, as she often always is, she's wearing canvas cargo pants and a black tank top. She has long dark hair that is quite wild. It's starting to dread up now at this point. And she is also of Siberian descent. It's very obvious. Of course, Sweets would also know that, as her sister, Gentle Mary, was from Yursep, who did die at Grunewald Cairn. She is of Siberian descent. Sweets, who have you brought?
His name is Elias, and he is of the Ghost Council.
Welcome, Elias. Please, would you not join us? We have much to discuss.
At your discretion.
All are welcome here.
I think it may ease the young Garu's mind. Is Moorwalker still near?
Of course, he's gathered. He's with Tiara, as he has been every night. But we are all gathered. We have much to discuss. And you are welcome, of course, Elias, to discuss it with us. We would value any input that you might have.
Of course.
Do you both follow Cascada?
Intrinsically.
Mm-hmm. As you do, you lead. She leads you deeper into the center of the cairn, not to where the place of power is. The place of power is protected through a large gnarled tree in the center. You cannot get to the place of power without passing over the gauntlet. It exists in the Umbra here. And you see quite a few Garu here, Elias. You see a wolf, a red wolf, just sitting in the center here. You don't know, of course, any of their names. You see a young woman with long dark hair standing with your friend, Finley Moorwalker. They're standing awful close to each other. And you see another young girl, very young. She's maybe 16 years old. And as soon as she sees Sweets, she runs up to him and throws her arms around him. And she says, "Pop, I was so worried you weren't here."
I found a friend.
Are you okay? You didn't go into the city, did you?
I passed through. What's happening there? Where are your brothers and your sister?
I called them. They're fine.
Are you fine?
No. Hello. My name is Talia.
Elias, pleasure to meet you.
And Finley strides right over to you and he says, "You cheeky fuck."
You don't want to fucking talk?
He claps you on the back, brings you in for a big hug.
Where the fuck did you learn to write? I could barely read.
I couldn't make it that easy for you. Also, what the fuck took you so long?
I had to settle some disagreements before I left.
Oh, tell me you punched him right square in the nose.
No, but I'm certainly not welcome back.
Fuck him. This place is way better. They actually fucking listen to you here, yeah.
You big into composting now?
I'm big into something here. Ain't composting though.
You shit in the box and grow your own plants now?
I mean, you should check out Tiara's garden. It's pretty wild.
Phrasing. Moorwalker.
How you doing, Sweets?
I would like to speak with you alone.
I thought you might. It's good to see you, Elias. You better fucking stay here. You better not pull a me and be gone in the fucking morning. I'll be so pissed off at you. I will come after you, and you know I can find you.
Yeah, we're gonna have words about that. You fucking dick.
Everybody wants to take turns talking to me, but we got to talk about what's going on in the fucking Berlin. I mean, I know we ain't in Berlin, but we got to talk about what's going on there because it's just gonna tidal wave over to us.
We'll get to it. We'll go get yelled at by your future stepdad.
I'm more worried. I'm more scared of Cascada than I'd ever be of Sweets, so I'm gonna listen to her first.
You sure?
There is a
So
certain
he's capable of.
She's scary.
there is a certain wisdom to his words, Elias.
You're not the only
not-
big bad Ahroun over here anymore, Elias.
Yeah, we'll see.
You should really talk to Crookpaw.
Seated next to Crookpaw is another wolf, smaller than him, but seated next to him. And there's several other wolves here, and if you want to speak to any of them, you can see in the sept, and I'll let you see who they are. But Cascada has gathered everyone around, and there are some lights here that are being strung up that have been fueled with battery power. And so it's very, very dim. But there's places for you to sit, or you can sit on the ground. And Cascada said, everyone, hello, welcome, good evening. If you are hungry, there is food. Tiara, of course, has fresh vegetables in her garden, and we brought some food back from Berlin. Some hot food, if anyone is hungry. There is a very severe issue happening in the city of Berlin. The presence of what some of us are calling the Second Inquisition has increased dramatically. The leeches seem to have caused an issue of breaking their veil and have torn asunder some leech in front of news cameras, on the internet, in public, and it has alerted agents of the Weaver to the city of Berlin.
Sweets will step up. I would like to bring to the floor the young guru that I found kin-seeking this evening.
Of course.
Elias.
I will whisper to Sweets as I step up. What the fuck do you want me to say to these people?
Give Cascada the letter. You called it a deed.
Yeah. I have on my person a deed of ownership. Land that is important to some, if not all of you. And I will hand the deed to Cascada.
She'll take a look at it and look it over. Wait Enterprises. I am not aware of this company. No one at the cairn seems to be aware of who they are. Talia does take it, and she says, I could probably look it up on the internet. I could probably, but I'd have to go into the city to look it up on the internet. And Cascada immediately shuts that down and says, thank you, Elias, for bringing us this. Perhaps, if Sonia or Talia to go through their rite of passage, and if they are chosen by Spider, perhaps we might have a better chance of taking some time to research into this. But I believe for now the best course of action, and Crookpaw is also in agreement with this, is that we do not leave the Monse Cairn, at least not to go into the city of Berlin. The city of Berlin for... Yes, excuse me, Elias.
Chosen by Spider is of some concern as well. We took this off of some creature. It was filled with pattern spiders.
Tiara
wielded a weapon that shot silver bullets.
Tiara immediately, eyes grow wide. She says, a drone.
Sweet will hand the silver bullet to Tiara.
A fomor of the Weaver, not the Wyrm, are very rare, and dangerous is maybe not the correct word, but frightening is maybe more accurate. Drones, they're called.
We were fortunate the one we encountered was frail of body.
It expected us, at the very least, our kind. It shot me with silver. Was already loaded. Was ready.
Where did this happen?
Outside of Grunewald.
And you see her crinkle the letter. She doesn't mean to, and then she stops and puts it down. Why were you at Grunewald? Sweets.
I told you I was kin-seeking. As is my right.
It's where he found me. I didn't know what the place was.
Finley Moorwalker, would you like to add any clarity to the situation?
He looks at Tiara and looks back at you, and then he sort of whispers to Tiara, I was probably just looking for me. That's where I went first, too. Tiara seems to ignore him. Don't go back there, okay? Just stop. Stop it. She storms off.
I received word from Rat tonight. I know there are none of Rat's children among us. But Rat is my oldest ally and my dearest friend. His wisdom is to be taken into counsel. Rat wants us to find a way back. And I will find it, Blood Moon. You have my fucking word. I will fucking find a way back.
Cascada comes over and puts a hand on your shoulder, reassuringly. I believe that you will, Sweets. Unfortunately, my duty is to protect this cairn and to care for this cairn. And to care for all of you. And right now, the threat of the Second Inquisition, we cannot stand against them. They could come here with silent drones and bomb this place if they got any wind of us. And we would be done through. And there would be no hope for Grunewald then. So I must decree that we cannot... Kin-seeking, of course. We want to continue finding the children of Gaia, the warriors of Gaia, and bring them here, bring them to safety. We want to do this, of course. But into the city of Berlin, we cannot go. Not right now.
I walk with the north wind. I am free to walk where I please, hidden and without scent and without track.
I understand. And I believe that the wisdom and honor of the north wind will not guide you to where you will bring danger to the cairn.
And so, if the north wind takes me to Berlin, I will go. But you have my word, I will not go until the north wind guides me there. This is the promise I can make to you.
Thank you. Of course, and she looks over at Crookpaw with a sort of annoyed glance. Of course, you found Sonia in Poland over the border. And Crookpaw tells me that there's a chance you might find a few more.
Is that right?
Crookpaw just snorts. Wags his tail.
Oh, no, my brother. Believe me, I take great pleasure in finding your children.
He makes a hacking sound and hacks up something. And then sits back down.
Not a human finger bone this time.
Just wags his tail. He's very nonverbal today. He is, let's just say he ran into a hunter who made him question some things about himself. And Crookpaw starts scrawling.
You figuring out that, you can have mates that don't produce children? Oh, I'm proud of you.
Some of these hunters are dangerous, Sweets. They are not affected by the delirium, or they carry with them weapons that will harm us, or weapons that will stop us from shifting. Crookpaw got hit with a smoke bomb of some kind, or something, and he hasn't been able to transform back to his form yet.
Sorry that happened to you, brother.
He howls, whines.
You took your vengeance, though? Yes?
No,
As
we fled. We had Talia with us, and Sonia. I will not risk it. And I'm sorry, and she looks to you, Elias, if that comes off as weak to you. But I love my people. The humans, the spirits, and the Garo. And I will protect them.
I believe what Sweet says has wisdom. The North Wind guides him to Berlin. I would follow him. You risk nothing else. Not more than you have already opening your domicile, this sacred place, to humans.
In opening this domicile is maybe our best chance during this time of the Second Inquisition. For it is much less of a chance that we are hiding something if we have open doors. But I understand your meaning. And I appreciate your different perspective and a point of view. It's important. Please, Elias, would you consider staying here with us, at least during the time of the increased presence of hunters?
Such flowered words, how could I refuse? Though I fear you'll grow tired of me.
I fear you'll find that I have great resilience.
I suppose I will be your test.
I welcome it.
Are there any other of my brothers here?
A sister. She is not here now, but she is, what we call her, speaks with spirits. Her grandmother is dying, and right now she's in hospice with her, but she should be back in a few nights, I assume, based on what I've heard.
she is wise, you will take to her company.
I'm sure I will enjoy speaking with her after she is properly grieved.
Please, we have food, beds, clothing, anything that we can provide. We take no favors and no money. Everything we have is shared and joined.
And I only regret that I have nothing else to bring. You have...
Yeah, we could go back and get that car of yours.
Good. It's a possibility.
We don't have a lot of those hanging around here. It would be nice.
That's probably a good idea, but again, make it very quick and make it in the morning. And maybe walk on 2 legs.
I can make us move unseen. In whatever form we choose.
There are these very interesting things appearing around the city. They are electric scooters, and they run on solar power. It might be something to use.
We should get some.
I agree. But I am famished, and I need to eat. So please, I hope you have a good night's rest, and I hope you enjoy Monsicairn. I should note that when Cascada walks back to her cabin, she passes by the large gnarled tree, and hanging on the tree are many carved stone plates that are hanging from the tree with ribbon, and they are the names of the fallen at Grunewald-Cairn. And she touches the one that belongs to Gentle Mary, her sister, who died there.
You can stay at my place until you find wherever you want to set up. We'll go back for your car in the morning, and I'm gonna go talk to Moorwalker. No part of this place that is not barred by the Cairn spirit is barred to you. Explore.
So you should know that no pup. I fought the Gold Defenders.
Good.
Just want you clear on who you're bringing into your home.
For as much as you think that Cascada over there is a hippie piece of shit, I can promise you she took more lives of the Cult of Fenris than you ever will. Make no mistake, our hospitality is in no way indicative of Cascada's strength. Even when I was at the height of my power as one of Wolf's Ahrouns, I would not have challenged her. We are not weak. Our grace is our strength. Our wisdom is our strength. And I would ask of you, as your elder, to open your ears to it.
Follow the litany. And follow the wisdom. Look forward to listening and seeing your strength.
Then I leave you with this. The litany, as it is written, is not strength.
For the storyteller's edification, do you both want to talk to Moorwalker?
Nothing that I need to say needs to be done on screen. I'm just going to give him a lot of shit for leaving. And
Oh, sure.
just general.
Is there anyone else that you'd like to speak with?
It seems like the other person I wanted to talk to is stuck in wolf form, so...
Oh,
as of right now-
Crookpaw? You can still speak to him in the Garu tongue. He's being, I can't think of the word, childish. He's he's butthurt because he got hit with a basal ganglia grenade. So he's being butthurt about it.
Okay. I thought he somehow lost.
No. He just can't. He just can't shift. He just can't shift at the moment. It'll wear off eventually. But he can't shift, so he's just being butthurt because that's very Crookpaw. That's very Crookpaw.
Understood. I love him.
It truly is.
Mm-hmm. So let's take that in order. Let's do talking to Crookpaw first. Crookpaw is sitting there, and he's sitting with another smaller wolf, and he's chowing down on some raw meat. Which you do notice that when Cascada walked back to where the mess hall is here to get some food, she did look sort of her nose up at raw meat, which seems very strange for a werewolf. And you think maybe, oh god, on top of everything else, she's a vegetarian.
Dope. Yeah, I'll approach Crookpaw and just kind of sit cross-legged in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
So are you mute now, or are you just being whiny?
He looks up at you with the meat sort of falling out from his mouth, and he says, I like giving sweets a hard time. It's funny.
You ran into hunters.
Yes.
Increasing problem around these parts, or?
Today.
Anything interesting you can tell me?
Lots of gear. Guns. And then he looks at the wolf beside him. Kevlar. Maybe. Grenades. Grenades stop me from changing form. I will find them and kill them one day. I remember the scent.
Good.
Kill his family too. For insult.
Any markings? Logos?
Stupid human face. No marking. Agents of Weaver. Agents of government.
think they were the government.
I wouldn't know. Was born a wolf. Wasn't born to a government like human.
Gotcha. Envy you.
Understand. Sorry.
Don't be. I appreciate what you've given me.
Sweet's also wolf, but only half. Wasn't born in the wild.
What do you mean?
Born inside a cage. Held by humans, talked to with humans as wolf. Understood humans better than wolf. So only half wolf.
It was in a zoo.
Cage, zoo.
Got it. Thank you for your time. I look forward to getting to know you.
He goes back down to eating his meat.
Yeah, that's all I got for Crookball.
You can also go heading off looking for more Walker as well. And you wanted to speak to more Walker Sweets.
Yep.
He had fallen off after Tiara. So you can stop him before he gets into Tiara's cabin.
More Walker.
Ah, shit. Hello, Sweets.
Owl may move you silently, but owls are also nature's slowest bird.
I'll be sure to write that on a greeting card.
Walk with me. We will speak.
Not far.
That never seemed to matter to you before.
Yeah, well, I never had something I wanted to stick around for.
Interesting.
Is it?
You tell me, what are your intentions with my daughter?
I like her. My intentions are to stick around as long as she keeps liking me too.
Would you allow me a moment to speak with her before you enter?
I mean, it's not really up to me, is it?
You can open a door whenever you want.
Yeah, but you can't make her talk. You know that.
I've got my ways.
So you did the whole dad thing. Where's the shotgun?
I don't understand.
You asked me what my intentions are with your daughter, but usually that's punctuated with someone holding a weapon. So where's your weapon? What is the threat if I don't treat your daughter right?
Her unending wrath is the threat.
Exactly. So why am I getting it from you?
I wanted to get a sense of you. I can tell things about people. I don't like the way that you walk.
I have a limp. Or I was born with scoliosis and my parents were pieces of shit who never took me to the doctor to get it fixed. So, ironic then that I would get picked by the Silent Striders, isn't it?
I do, however, like the way that you look with your eyes. Because you don't really look with your eyes, do you? You look with your heart. There's wisdom in this.
Supposedly, I am blessed with wisdom.
We will see if that is the case.
I'll do a lap around the commune. Maybe go, kick Elias in the nuts, and then I'll come back to speak with Tiara. Or, maybe you should know. She's got a deed name now, or at least one that she calls herself. Probably shouldn't be me telling you this, but I can't resist the opportunity.
I will hear it from her, if it is all the same.
Doubt she'll tell you, so I'm gonna tell you anyway. She calling herself runs without a pack.
In her pain, she wounds me. But this is the obligation of a father. I hope you will learn it someday. I am getting old. I would like grandpups, boy.
Again, it's not really up to me, is it?
You tell me. Go, find your friend and kick him in the nuts.
Don't have to tell me twice. And Moorwalker strides off to you, Elias, and he sort of runs up to you and pretends he sort of does a low punch, like he's going to punch you right in the nuts, but stops him. So, how was the journey? Come on, tell me how much you missed me.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
You couldn't even wait till I got back.
What the fuck did Dancing Star say? Because Dancing Star kicked me out.
Interesting. What happened?
I had to give him all of my stuff to let me leave you a letter that he promised he wouldn't read. I'm surprised you got the letter.
Interesting.
What took you so long? Were you, what, I mean, I know there are some, like, you know, some pretty girls in the Schwarzwald, but you didn't take that long, did you? Oh, no, wait, let me guess. You ran into Ypres.
No. We don't. No.
I heard you moved to Berlin.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
You hear a lot of shit on the road, don't you?
I do.
No, I was busy dealing with, finding the rest of the cult. Who could have fucking foreseen? Nor hide nor hair.
Well, because you killed them all.
Yeah.
That's what I don't get about Dancing Star. He's so obsessed with finding them. Something happened there that we just don't know, or he's not telling us everything, but they're fucking here. That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah, he came, or rather, I came back, and apparently the Glasswalkers heard tale of them somewhere, and his hunt wasn't done, so I read your letter, and then I left.
Glasswalkers heard tale of him, what, on the internet?
Yeah, apparently.
That could be fucking anywhere.
He took their word over mine. I took it
what
as
a prick.
I took it as he just wanted me gone for a while, and then
these old heads, man. They gotta go.
There's something. It's not everyone. It's just Dancing Star.
You like that old man, don't you? You like him.
He grows on you quick.
Well, he needs a pack, so I guess you're first in line.
See what he used to be. He keeps talking about it. What he used to be.
Oh shit!
And the fighter he used to be.
Oh shit!
But he's just I don't know. You ever see movies or like TV. The old man that was actually a badass.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I
like
wanna
Steven.
see
He's like Steven
still got
Seagal before the beer belly.
Yeah, I want to see if he still got it.
Let's get you some food in your belly, and maybe if you do join up with Sweets, join a pack with him, ask him about Crimson Howler.
Crimson Howler. Who's
Yeah,
that?
I think you should ask him.
Oh well.
Come on, everything's hot, fresh vegetables. This place is fucking nice, man. Just ignore the humans. Just ignore them like we always have done.
Speaking of, is she a fucking vegetarian?
It's worse than that.
What do you mean? What does that mean? You need to.
She's a
can't just-
vegan.
What's the fucking difference?
She doesn't eat cheese, I think, is the difference. And also, all of her clothes, like, are vegan friendly. I don't know what that means. But everything that she does, everything she has to be cruelty free in every kind of way. She doesn't even swat away mosquitoes.
That is the most insane shit I've ever heard. In my
Unicorns, man. They're fucking wild.
life. That's the most insane shit. Where the fuck have you brought me?
Brought you to paradise.
Yeah, regular fucking Garden of Eden.
I think it could be.
Well, I don't fucking eat leaves, so they better have some steak or something.
And he looks over at Crookpaw. You think Crookpaw fucking eats leaves? Come on. Let's go get some brats.
Yeah.
And Sweets, you enter into the cabin of the Right, the Master of the Right, who you serve under, technically. It's the right of kin-seeking. Any rites that you perform within the cairn are supposed to be under her purview. So she is technically your boss. And her cabin is a lot of horticulture, has a lot of sort of hydroponics in here, growing different things that she uses for different rites. And she is right now just busying herself and tending to some lavender.
What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing?
I'm trying to
harvesting.
understand.
I'm harvesting.
For what?
I'm harvesting herbs that we use, herbs that we need for rites, for the visitor center, for whatever, food.
To impress your mate, maybe?
And she looks at you. No,
Do you like him?
I really don't want to have this conversation with you.
Humor me, please.
Why?
Because I love you and you're my daughter and I want to be involved in your life.
Why don't you go talk to Marcus or Bertrand or Ilva and ask about them? I'm sure they would much rather have this conversation with you.
I'm here for you right now.
Well, this isn't what I need you for.
I guess not. Runs without a bag.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Leah's dead.
We made it. Your mother.
Margot is gone.
Your mother is sick.
She abandoned us.
I didn't.
I don't even know who you are. Sense the sweet water.
I'm your father.
Crimson Howler was my father. Who are you?
Crimson Howler was sick. I am your father.
I don't need you. I am master of the right of the Monsay Cairn. I am a child of Stag. My pack is dead.
You sound like a child of wolf.
My father was a child of wolf.
Your father deserved better. I don't talk about what it was like for me growing up. What? I never thought you kids wanted to hear it. But you need to hear it now.
I know.
Tierra. No, you need to hear it.
Wolf told me.
You're talking to Wolf.
I've always talked to Wolf. Since my...
Do you still speak to Wolf?
I have received gifts from Wolf, yes.
Tierra,
What?
you're walking a very dangerous line.
I need his strength.
No, you don't.
I won't let what happened at Grunewald happen here.
What you are. A child of Stag. I served an incarnation of Stag my entire adult life, Tierra. So hear me when I tell you, you do not need Wolf. Boar was the strongest spirit I have ever known.
You don't know this spirit.
I know Fenris. And I watched Northwind topple him into the abyss. I watched Unicorn and Griffin halt his progress. Wolf is not strength, Wolf is weakness. And you are not weak, and you never have been, and you never will be.
No, I'm not. You're right. I am just the child of weak parents.
I am not weak, and if you think I am, challenge me.
I would challenge Crimson Howler. Or Death Takes Less, but they're gone. And I loved them. They let my brother die. They let my pack die. And my home die.
Do you not think I would have given everything to save your brother? Look me in the eye.
I think that when Jurgen called out for help, you stayed to fight Night Mist. That is what I think. When I ran off and Mom ran off and Leah ran off and Lilette ran off to go help him, you stayed behind. That is what I remember.
It was already too late.
No, it wasn't. You weren't there. It was 3-on-3. You could have toppled it. You could have changed it. You could have done something, anything, but you didn't.
I did change it, Tyr. I buried him. Where were you?
I was taking care of your other children.
Your twin brother. I buried him. Where were you?
You don't get to have this conversation with me since the Sweetwater because I was there bringing your other children to safety to the auction house. I'm going to ask you to leave my cabin now. Thank you.
I love you.
Please leave.
Please say it back.
She turns back to her lavender.
I'm not gonna leave until you say it, Tyr.
She is going to take a point of Harano. She is going... You sweets, take a point of Harano, please. She is going to shift into her Glabro form. Woohoo! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 with a critical. And she is going to perform Rite of the Shrouded Glen. And you're going to... And as she starts chanting and throwing herbs into a small fire that she has going, perpetually going, you are going to be expelled from her cabin. Forcefully so. The door slams shut in your face.
You can push me out, Tiara.
Elias, you can hear this.
But I've always been here for you. And I will always be here for you. And I will never stop loving you. And I don't care how much you hate me for it. It's time to grow up, kiddo.
Awkward.
What's that about?
Tiara blames him for the fall of Quinevald Cairn and for letting their entire family fall apart. That's how she sees it anyway. I don't know, but I'm into her, so I tend to be on her side about stuff like this.
Best to stay out of family business like that, bud.
Yeah, I mean, I try and walk the fine line, you know, but she's just really, really hot. But you know, you remember how that was. I am never gonna let you live that down. That was the funniest divorce ever.
I want you to think about the words you just said.
I think about it all the time. See you sitting there in your little suit. Oh, I love thinking about it.
Fucking suit's long gone, thank God.
I need to go check on Tiara.
Yeah, I'll take the old man.
Thanks.
I'll see if I can get him blow off some steam.
As Moorwalker runs out past and heads over to the cabin where you are, Sweets, Talia, your other daughter, hugs you from behind.
Hey, sweetie.
I'm sorry she's like that.
I'm not.
I missed you.
I missed you.
You gonna introduce me to your new friend?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, he's a good kid.
She puts your hand in hers.
You're all good kids. And I'll just kind of brush the hair out of her face.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking maybe we could ask your brothers and your sister down for the weekend. And maybe we could try and do something together.
I'm sure they'd like that. Bertrand wants to, when he's finished with school, he told me he wants to take over the auction house. And
He'd be good at it.
yeah.
You'd be good at it too.
Yeah, I think so.
You two should work together. I mean, once you finish school and everything.
Maybe. I'm not going back to school, Dad. That's over.
Talia, come on.
Marcus wants to work in the visitor center. And Ilva's switching her major. She's going into bioengineering. She's so much smarter than all of us.
You're all sharp as a tack. I keep telling you this.
No, Ilva's the smartest.
Yeah, well.
Don't know where she got it from.
She got it from your mother.
Don't know. And Elias, you can approach at this point.
I'll take a bite of whatever meat I was given as I walk up. Perfect. Hey, Sweets, you want to take a walk?
Sure. Talia, you coming with us?
Yeah, I'll tag along. Hi.
Talia, Elias, Talia. This is my daughter. Hey, before we go though, let's get a few more of those, and there's some curry ketchup in the mess hall.
I'll get it and I'll catch up with you guys.
You are the Gaia truly blessed me the day you were born.
Well, I hope she blesses me with a tribe soon.
We talked about this. Be patient.
Because she is much shorter than you, she jumps up and kisses you on the cheek, and as she does so, she says, I heard Falcon screech today. And then she runs off to the mess hall.
So, what's up? What do you need?
Nothing, just checking on you. Kind of the only one I really know here. And that looked bad.
It's not as bad as it looks.
Yeah, well.
She hates me. I love her. Father's burden, all that shit.
Tale as old as time.
Yeah, I used to watch that movie with them when they were little.
I just wanted to see if you want to blow off some steam.
I don't really have any steam to blow off.
Fuck you. No, yeah, you do.
No, I'm being what did that kid say? Dead ass. She's going through a process, and I'm here for it. Every step.
Saint. Shit's frustrating. Even if it's a process and you understand it, you can rationalize it all you want, but it's still frustrating as shit. It's okay to feel shit, man.
You're gonna have, hopefully, you're gonna have pups one day and you'll understand. It's not half as frustrating as it looks. Because every time I see her, I remember the moment she was born into this world. And any frustration, any anger, any resentment is gone. She will always be that to me.
Maybe I just don't get it. Maybe you're right. It's because I don't have pups of my own.
I hope that for you someday, if that's something you want.
I wouldn't make a good dad.
Neither does Crookball. But he still keeps popping them out.
There's something to be said about responsibility and, forethought.
Well, there's a difference between being a dad and being a father. And that's all I really have to say about that.
Fair enough.
One day she'll come around or she won't. And I'll love her no matter what. I just have one small hope that day is before I'm dead and gone. But I doubt it. I'll keep looking out for this place and for Grunewald when I'm gone. Just from the other side of things. It's how this life works. You die and then you go on to fight a much, much deeper battle.
Is that what happened to Crimson Howler?
How'd you come by that name?
Finley talks a lot.
That's unfortunately the byproduct of talking a lot is you talk a lot about shit you don't know nothing about.
So enlighten me. Who's Crimson Howler?
Crimson Howler was a wolf born in a cage who got taken in by the Get of Fenris, forced to change against his will, and who followed Wolf and made a throne of blood and bone for Wolf to sit on. I killed more than 2 handfuls of black spiral dancers. I fought Sithlings. I fought Fomori. I fought every enemy guy I had as Crimson Howler. And my glory was far-reaching and well-known. And then Wolf turned against Gaia, and I killed Crimson Howler.
Takes a strong wolf to kill someone with so much accolade.
It's way easier than you think. Because all that accolade was covering up a weak soul. I thought the strength of wolf was freedom. I thought might and prowess was freedom. But rage is just another chain. It's a useful chain, don't get me wrong. Rage gets shit done. But when it eats you, when it crawls into your fucking guts, and all you can spew out of your mouth is hate, and it wraps its fucking tendrils around your heart so that all you can see around you is just another fucking fight, that's not rage. That's sickness.
Talia appears at that moment and she says, "That's Hoglask. Right, Dad?"
Yeah, baby. That's right.
She has currywurst that she hands to you. Smooth Tongue made Nutella waffles. Here, and she hands one to you, Elias. I should tell you, we were in the city looking for Mom.
Did you see her?
I didn't find her. But Cascada is certain that she must be nearby.
I'm gonna find your mother.
I hope so.
And your sister will see someday. Because we can't get your mother's wolf back without your sister.
Is it even possible?
I've seen it.
She looks to you, Elias. My mother fell to Ahroun when my brother died.
She lost the wolf.
Yeah.
She was born as a wolf. And now she can't take her skin back.
I might be able to help with that.
I'd appreciate that. But Tierra's gotta come around first. But I promise you, Talia, when I find your mom, I'll let you know.
Maybe Falcon will lead me to her. I keep hearing him.
Sweet cannot, in that moment, pull his mind away from the last time he saw Falcon. Being crushed in Wolf's jaws and then flying away.
And with that painful memory, that is where we're going to end Prologue 2, Summon the Will, for this evening. Thank you so much.